Welcome to the Nightly Nuge.
Welcome to another edition of the Nightly Nuge. Ted, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing so good at stupid. I wore out Happy, Sadie, and Coco, and actually I might have worn out Mrs. Nugent too, but I'm cocked, locked, and ready to rock the Glock around the clock, Dr. Spock. I mean, both literally and figuratively, because I was just at the training course doing my tactical rehearsal every day, and I've got this Glock Model 20 10 millimeter down shooting Remington ammo, where if you mess with me, you're going to lose.
You know what, Ted? We're getting all kinds of emails. People want to hear your take on these issues because they don't trust mainstream media anymore. And honestly, your credibility is such that they believe you. Now, that being said, we do get some negative things in here, which is I kind of enjoy reading those people as well. But
those are my favorites.
Yeah, it kind of tells you what you're up against. But, one of the things that I was reading here and I want to bring up, and you've talked about this many times before, what's your take on the fact, Ted, that America rushed over to defend the sovereignty of the Ukraine border? The world is like, oh my gosh, we can't allow one country to enter into another country illegally without permission. Yet when the Biden administration took over, they immediately stopped the construction of the border wall down south. They virtually have eliminated all of the Trump administration border policies. Basically, now we're having, I'm going to use the word that this email uses, an invasion, not my words, his words, of the southern border, and literally no concern from the media or the Biden administration with regard to our own sovereignty. Yet here we are about to start World War III over Ukraine's sovereign borders. And they want to know what's your thought on that, Ted?
There's so many examples of the abandonment of truth, logic, and common sense by our government. But this may be the most glaring example where our dishonest scam artist government, violating their constitutional oath on a daily basis, all of them, that they're worried about the border on the other side of the globe of Ukraine and Russia, which has always been in flux, cluster flux to be exact.
Yeah.
But they literally ignore the most important and number one responsibility of the government of the United States of America, and that is to secure our own borders and then rape and pillage our paychecks every week, sending these invaders, and they are invaders. By the way, the Nugent family and the Mark family and everybody else I know, we are 100% pro-immigration. My foundational family genes go back to my grandma and grandpa coming over from Sweden. And they spoke English before they got here, so they would be in the asset column in their neighborhood to be in the asset column for America. What a concept.
Right.
It's really dazzling that we take our tax dollars and fly invaders. They're not immigrants, they're invaders. Immigrants come through the immigration system. Millions of invaders have come across. And even while the footage on the news, and it makes me gag, of military age men coming off the plane in Westchester, New York, the reporter claims that they're unaccompanied children. Those are 20-something military-age men. They have caught jihadists. They have caught Russians. They have caught Somalians. They have caught terrorists. They have caught MS-13 gangbangers. They have caught rapists and murderers and carjackers and child sex traffickers at our border coming across. And Keith, they let them in. You need to stand up, my fellow Americans, first of all, by joining me at hunternation.org to see how we can take back our own communities, our neighborhoods, our states, and this country, hunternation.org. And if nothing else, raise hell that there's a difference between legal immigration and an open border invasion by dangerous people.
Boy, it's important, Ted. And I have another question, but I'm not going to get to it tonight. I'm going to get to it tomorrow. So when we come back tomorrow evening, this question kind of focuses on how the world approached the protests in Canada versus the protests that are going on in Russia. You up for some more of this world American crisis conversation tomorrow evening, Ted?
You bet. I'm a weird American. I'm actually tuned in. So I will give you a take by my buddies down at the feed mill and down at the shooting range and over at the barbecue and the Vietnam restaurant that we frequent. People come up to Shemaine and I all the time and share their concerns, and their concerns are right on point and very real and indicative of the treachery as perpetrated by our own government here in the United States of America. So yes, the Nightly Nudes is the soundboard for good American families, far beyond just you and my family's, Keith. So God bless you for sharing this truth, logic, and common sense campfire with everybody.
Come back again tomorrow evening. We're going to continue this conversation about a world, really American crisis with none other than Ted Nugent from the Nightly Nuge. See you tomorrow evening, Ted.
See you tomorrow, Keith.